Cornbread.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. Today's episode brought to you by Neutral Vodka Seltzer, made with real vodka, real seltzer, real juice. It's Neutral, the one with the umlaut. It's Thursday, March 16th, 2023. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to Tassie, it's the bearded woman, top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey-yo. And last but not least, over yonder, making the magic happen, it's Eshua Kid.
How y'all doing?
What's up, Ash?
Hey.
How's it going? Mic's on.
Yes, sir. Good
Sound
good
crystal clear today, my man. I love it. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Like the video, comment away, sub around, and find out. We are very close to, I believe, what is it, 65,000?
That's correct.
Oh, very, very close. I think we're looking for 90 heroes, give or take.
Let's
a couple
do it.
more. Let's get up to 65K by the end of the day. Get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. Grab a subscription to The Athletic. Go to theathletic.com/nodunks so they know that we sent you. And hey, if you're a Survivor fan, we love it because it's one of our favorite shows. Might be the greatest show ever made, if we're being honest. We got a new No Buffs podcast coming up later today, 1 p.m. Eastern. Myself, TK, JD, talking about last night's episode 3 of Survivor 44, 1 p.m. Eastern, and No Buffs has its own podcast feed and YouTube feed. We hope to see you live.
I actually made a completely fake episode myself, so you'll have to tune in and find out which one you're getting.
Yeah, a lot of idols and fake idols in play already. We're only a week into this season out there on the island, 3 episodes in. It's tough to keep track, man.
It is.
We'll
I thought it was a good edit last night, I thought.
Great edit. First 20 minutes last night, woo.
Hats off to the
Great
production.
television.
Back 20 minutes I thought was pretty good, too.
Okay, well, agree to disagree on that. No, I'm kidding. I'm upset because, no spoilers, but someone that I thought was going to go quite far in this game left last night. So there goes my No Buffs, fantasy pool. Anyway, we had another wedgie last night. That's our 7th wedgie in the last week, and it was Keegan Murray in Chicago from a really sort of random spot on the floor. Not in the corner, not on the wing, but in that no man's land. And he sticks it really nice. We had Taylor tweet at us, wedgie at the Bulls game, and we went crazy. I guess he was in attendance, wearing the wedgie shirt too, so you know it was destiny. Thank you, Taylor. And that is nice. He's got the wedgie shirt on, which you can get at nodunks.com, and he was there in Chicago, seeing a great game, if he's a Bulls fan. Unfortunate ending, but at least he saw a wedgie, Trey Kirby.
It feels great to see a wedgie in person. You know, it feels great to see him when we're watching at home, but to witness it with your own eyes, whether it be a pickup basketball game, shooting around in your driveway, or the ultimate pinnacle, an NBA game, you're living the life. So, yeah, maybe sad about the way things turned out for the Bulls, but it's still a W because he saw the wedgie.
Yeah, seeing a wedgie at any point is cool. We were down at the Skyhawks game the day before, actually. We were just in an empty gym. A wedgie happened.
Oh, wow.
It was like 4 of us on the court. I was still excited. It was still on a G League court. Anyways, we're on pace for 58.
Oh, my God. So, yeah.
Which is our record.
How huge.
Okay, yeah, we're at 47 right now. The all-time record for wedges in a season, you said, is 58, and that's the pace we're on right now. And we've had 7 in the last, week, which is wild. I don't think we've ever done that before. It's crazy. I will say, I love how almost every broadcast they point out wedgie. I mean, they almost all say it. Some of them run with it for minutes. Some point out wedgietracker.com, like our guy Lamar in Portland. That's incredible. I think, though, we are now at a point as basketball fans that we should start hearing the crowd in unison yell wedgie. There should be enough a contingent that we could actually hear it. Wedgie! I just want to hear one celebratory wedgie from as many people as possible. I do it. I saw one at the Hawks game. I stood up. I screamed it. I looked around. It was just me doing it.
You got some hope. You got some hope with the Clippers because the PA announcer does say Wedgie.
That's good.
Immediately.
That's good. We need more of that.
Throw that up there on the
that.
board with an exclamation point. You could get people yelling.
Yeah. So that's the evolution I would like to see here with Wedgie. People yelling it and celebrating it like we should and like we do. Okay. We, on today's show, will make our final regional picks when it comes to March Madness. We have hours to lock this in, so...
I think they lock at noon, so as long as we don't have a heavy A block, we should be good.
We have the West region to complete, right?
We've done and all of our Final Four picks as well.
Oh, yeah.
We got to make the ones that really matter.
Okay, well, we'll do that a little bit later in the show, and we're going to get to some of last night's games, including the Kings winning over the Bulls there in dramatic fashion. But the NBA announced yesterday that Grizzlies guard Ja Morant has been suspended 8 games without pay for conduct detrimental to the league. The discipline is in response, of course, to Ja's live stream on March 4th, in which he was holding a firearm in an intoxicated state. The league did say that while visiting a Denver area nightclub. Ja Morant has been away from the team for the last 6 games, if you count last night's game, which do count towards his suspension. So he is eligible to return next Monday against the Mavs. Will he? Unlikely, according to Woj. We'll get into that in a second. But I wanted to read you a bit of the statement from Commissioner Silver on Ja Morant. Quote, Ja's conduct was irresponsible, reckless, and potentially very dangerous. It also has serious consequences given his enormous following and influence, particularly among young fans who look up to him. He has expressed sincere contrition and remorse for his behavior. Ja has also made it clear to me that he has learned from this incident and that he understands his obligations and responsibility to the Memphis Grizzlies and the broader NBA community extend well beyond his play on the court. Again, that was a small portion from the league statement because Ja Morant met with Commissioner Silver, and this is where we're at now. Any thoughts and your immediate reaction, I guess, to the 8-game suspension, the possibility of him coming back soon, Ja talking to Jalen Rose? I don't know how much you saw of that, him speaking on the matter. What do you think?
Well, the first couple things I thought immediately were the NBA had their hands all over this, along with the Memphis Grizzlies from the get-go. It was the first thing I thought. And then the second thing I thought, this is why PR people get paid the big bucks, because there was some careful wording in this statement. First, the 8 games that he was suspended, not a mention about it being retroactive. And I think just not putting it in the statement there makes it look harsher as the statement of record in the future. It just says 8 games, and it just proves that those 6 games that the Grizzlies said stay away from the team were obviously a suspension, and the NBA had their hands in that.
Yeah.
And though I also say the NBA had their hands in it because Monday night we got this report that Ja was entered counseling in Florida, and he's already done an interview since. So I feel like that was more of a PR move than anything. Yes, he was in a counseling session Monday night, but he's already met with Jalen Rose and they've already done an interview. That wasn't a very long counseling session is all I'm trying to say. It just all feels like this is all a bit planned. I did like him meeting with Jalen Rose. It made sense in that interview across from somebody who eloquently put how he went through this as a young person and got through this as a young person, and to have that mirror for Ja to be somebody who also gets through this, it makes sense. But I think it was all sort of, it was all crafted, especially the statement. There's careful wording over and over. The additional part that we didn't read there. Here's one part. The league did not conclude that the gun at issue belonged to Morant. That's very carefully worded. The definitive way of saying this would be the league concluded the gun at issue did not belong to Morant. That would mean that it didn't belong to Morant, but it's carefully worded over and over and over again. Also, the league did not conclude that the gun was brought by him into the nightclub. Also very carefully worded. It could be the league concluded that the gun was not brought to him by the nightclub. So it goes over and over also that he was not found, that he did not possess the gun while traveling or in an NBA facility. So are we entirely sure that he didn't bring it into a facility when it's worded like that? No, I think the PR statement and everything carefully handled, everything carefully done, and yeah, there's remorse shown. I entirely think that he can make it out of it, and whether or not somebody else had a gun on the plane that wasn't Ja Morant in his possession, as it says. The league did not conclude that he had the gun in his possession. All, again, carefully worded. Hopefully he gets out of it, and we can rip this thing up and never talk about it again.
Yeah, my thoughts kind of come down to what the league said in their first couple of sentences. Irresponsible, reckless, potentially very dangerous. Completely accurate. Also, this has serious consequences given Ja's enormous following and influence, particularly among young fans. And that's the big key to me, is that Ja, as one of the faces of the league, has to hold himself to a different standard than some other players. Because if you look at past suspensions in league history, the closest comparison is Steven Jackson, who got suspended for 7 games. He pled guilty to a felony, criminal recklessness, for firing a gun in a parking lot at a strip club. With Ja, there are no legal ramifications here because the investigation in Colorado turned up nothing that he's going to be charged for. But since he's one of the faces of the league, that certainly matters, which is why he gets a conduct detrimental to the league suspension, because you can't be going on Instagram Live and flashing a gun when you've got 12-year-olds who are following you and can easily tap in and find that. So
even if it's not your gun,
exactly,
which is what Ja Morant says.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And he says it's not his. There were a lot of people in the room. Yeah. It could have easily been somebody else's, and surely the league, if they could have proved it, they would have proved it. But apparently they couldn't, so I think the league kind of got this one right. I think the Grizzlies got this one right, sending him away right away and focusing on getting better and getting back. So now it doesn't really matter what you said. It doesn't really matter what you told Jalen Rose. Just don't have anything like this happen again, and then we will believe that the counseling worked.
Yeah, Woj said Morant hasn't been playing basketball while he was at this counseling center in Florida, so his ramp up, is expected to extend past Monday's game versus Dallas when he's first eligible to return. It's expected he'll return to play shortly thereafter. So, again, the suspension would be lifted and he could come back then, but Woj is saying don't plan on that. It might take a couple more days, which obviously these games matter for the Grizzlies in fighting with the Sacramento Kings of trying to have that 2 seed and moving into a playoff scenario and getting him back into game shape and back with his team and all that. So we'll probably see him next week. It sounds like. But let's hear from you guys out there. Thoughts on how the league handled this, the 8-game suspension. Did he get off too easy, too harsh? You tell us there. I'm sure you are right now in the stream team, in the comments. Tweet at us at NoDunksInc. I guess we can spin into the game that they played, the Grizzlies last night. They got waxed by the Miami Heat. The Heat get a rare, easy win. They roll past the Grizzlies 138-119. Yes, the Miami Heat, who really struggled to score at times, scored 138 points against the Memphis Grizzlies there. Any thoughts?
It was magical, the way the points were dropping for them. They started to spread it in the second quarter. And spread, I think, is a good word. They started moving the ball really, 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 really well. It was good seeing Kyle Lowry be a little like Kyle Lowry. I thought a couple possessions he looked like Lowry, bearing a 3 from the corner, and then when the clock is ticking down, Kyle Lowry bails out his team and gets to the lane, and then they just kept moving it. And yeah, guys burying 3s all over the place. Multiple guys had multiple 3s in the starting lineup, off the bench, 6 of them in total. I thought the Grizzlies just were a little soft in that second quarter, and it continued to the third quarter. It was bad defense for the Grizzlies from a lot of it, but I don't know how many nights the Heat are going to have like this, where they bomb away, they win by 20 nearly, and garbage time started essentially in the third quarter.
I do think the Heat are playing better offensively. Recently, they've scored over 108 straight games, which doesn't sound super impressive in today's NBA, but for the Heat, it kind of is. They're shooting 40% from 3 in the month of March. That's the key to the Heat, because they're going to get some free throw attempts. They're going to score in the lane. The defense will be there. To be an efficient offense, though, this is a team that needs their shooters to actually knock down 3s. So you would like to see them getting those percentages up as we're heading into the stretch run, as we're heading into the postseason. So yeah, Miami is looking scarier now than they have at any other point in the season, hanging 138 on a good defensive team like the Grizzlies, who obviously didn't play very well last night. But I still think you gotta you got to think things are going to turn for the Heat a little bit in the postseason. This, to me, is kind of how I thought they would go last season. They just seem like a team that is built more so for the playoffs than for regular season success. Obviously, they're ramping up at the right time.
Yep. The Heat moved within 2 games of Brooklyn for the number 6 spot and that final guaranteed playoff berth in the Eastern Conference. Brooklyn didn't play last night, but this was a really good win. What did you think of Desmond Bane getting tossed for the flagrant 2 strike to Kevin Love's groin to the Hibberts? That was a weird
one, yeah.
play. Yeah. Do you think they went overboard with the flagrant 2?
I never think so.
Yeah.
If you hit a guy in the dick, you got to get kicked out. If it's in
Inadvertent
the
or
dick,
not?
it's got to be a kick. Yeah, exactly. It looked to me like he was trying to pull a James Harden, like lock up his arm and foul him.
That's what I thought.
He just got the wrong limb. It was a leg, not an arm.
Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell if he meant to hit testicles or an arm. It was.
He did hit testicles though, so see ya.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm totally with that. Especially in slow-mo. When you see something in slow-mo like this, it's always worse because you always feel the pain of the person getting hit. And you see the emphatic look that Kevin Love had. He sold that thing. And, I say sold that thing, but he got hit in the testicles.
Yeah,
it was a straight hit. Straight hit.
Yeah. So you're saying, you're inadvertent or not, if it comes from your arms or your fists and you're hitting my groin, you're out of here. A kick, it feels like you can get away with a more inadvertent heel to the nuts or stuff like that. That's not like an automatic ejection, it sounds like, if we're breaking it down here.
I'm personally protective over my genitals.
Yes, but my point is, like, if I went up in the air, I guess, and you're behind me, we saw Trae Young and Marcus Smart this happen to. Like, if my heel clips you in the nuts, I'm not even looking at you. Flagrant 2? No, that's
if it's behind you, I think it's fair. But if it's in front of you, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad we established that.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
In front, it's flagrant. In the back, flagrant free, I guess. I don't know.
Business in front, party in the back.
There you go.
All right, let's move on to that Bulls game because De'Aaron Fox hit a 3 at the buzzer. I think he wrapped up Clutch Player of the Year last night. I think it is officially now De'Aaron Fox's. I don't see how he loses this thing, and rightfully so. But they win 117-114, and the Bulls, they're trying to get in this play. And we're just trying to get a Raptors-Bulls 9-10 matchup. And De'Aaron Fox says, no, I would rather see the Wizards in there maybe. But what'd you think, TK?
Yeah, it was a 4-point game. It was somehow a 4-point game, and the Bulls came back because DeMar DeRozan honestly got gifted an and one on a 3 from the top. I guess his elbow got touched a little bit, but I think it was Harrison Barnes was playing defense. Nonetheless, there was a lot of time left on the clock after DeRozan hit his shot and made the free throw to tie it at 114. I've been watching the Kings all season. I thought this game was over for Sacramento as soon as they got the ball in. It was just impossible for the Bulls to be able to really double De'Aaron Fox unless they came out and did it right away. The floor was spread with legit shooters. I think it was Herter, who Patrick Williams was guarding. He was on the right wing, probably 10 feet outside the 3-point arc. Fox brings it up barely to the left of the top of the key. Io is worried about him going around him.
Yeah.
Which he should be. We've seen Fox hit so many little floaters, little runners this season in the fourth quarter, so he gives him a little bit of space. You could see the Bulls clearly missing Alex Caruso last night. That would have been his defensive assignment guaranteed in the last couple of seconds of the game. So by the time Patrick Williams feels like he has enough that he's safe to double on De'Aaron Fox, he was too far away to even bother him. A really easy shot for Fox, and he turned around after he drained it kind of like, yeah, man, I made it. That was a warm-up jumper.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Don't talk to this man until the playoffs. I mean, it's sort of like a pitcher who's got a no-hitter going. He is just on one.
Yeah, he's
he is
locked in.
Unstoppable. I thought his game winner, the game sealer, was with 40 seconds left. They went up 6 because he stepped into the mid-range like he has all season. It looked like it was done. I turned it off. Felt like it was over, but the Kings missed a couple free throws down the stretch there in the last 40 seconds. He got the 4-point play, so he had to do it again. He essentially had 2 game winners to me in this one, and he had an interview with Shams. I can't even tell if it was before the game or after the game, but it was done in Chicago. I'm pretty sure it was before the game where Sabonis is sitting next to Fox wearing those ugly Yeezy-type Crocs. That's the only fault of his all seasons long. Don't like them. Match the sweater. Cool, but still don't like them. Anyway, Sabonis is basically saying this guy is Mr. Clutch. And I think he did it before the game. I mean, he's just been doing it all season. He is Mr. Clutch. He deserves the award. And a perfect match, him and Sabonis. It's now with them rising in the Western Conference, it feels like the Grizzlies are falling. The Kings have a nice bracket. They really do. That side of the Western Conference bracket where they have to play, either that probably the 7 seed and then the winner of the 3-6 is better than, being on the other side of the, the 4-5 versus 1-8. It's looking all right. It's looking all right.
We debated, or not really debated, we went over recently on the podcast about how Sabonis was likely going to be the deserving All-NBA third-team center. Like, it's going to be Embiid, Jokic, 1, 2, whatever order you want to put them, and then that third slot is probably going to be Sabonis, and this guy, another triple-double. I mean, the action they run off him, like, he makes Herter's life so much easier just with these dribble handoff stuff, and it's amazing, and he had an awesome line, and he's going to get it. And we now have Mike Brown saying, well, what about De'Aaron Fox? For, clutch player of the year, sure, give him that vase, but is he All-NBA deserving too for one of the guard spots? And if we just quickly go through it, I think he almost has to be on at least the third team, because there's 6 guard spots with obviously the 3 teams. 4 sort of feel like locks to me in no particular order. Tell me if I'm wrong. Luka, SGA, Donovan Mitchell, and Jaylen Brown, I think, are going to be on one of the teams. Again, I won't get into like first, second, or third team, but they're there to me. And then it's like Steph's only played 44 games. Booker's only played 42 games. Lillard has incredible numbers. His team's 31-38. We've held things like that against players like Booker and Fox before. I know that for sure. He could still get in there, but anyway, there's another spot. But is Fox more deserving than Anthony Edwards? Is he more deserving than Kyrie Irving? Is he more deserving than Jalen Brunson, Drew Holiday, James Harden, Trae Young? I go yes. I think Fox is, with the record the Kings have and these like game winners and the play he's done all season long, I think he's going to be on an All-NBA team, and rightfully so.
I'd bump him ahead of SGA as well.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to be one of the 6 guards probably selected.
I think so.
Yeah.
At this point.
TK, what do you think?
I think he's definitely got a chance.
Yeah.
There are too many good guards.
There's a lot.
And I mean, how are you keeping Steph Curry off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Lillard.
It's only games for Curry, and I understand, but he's also one of the 5 best guys in the league. So I think that's a tough call.
Yeah, the Lillard part of it all is interesting.
Lillard is interesting, but I'm with Tess. I would go Fox over SGA. They've basically had the same season, but Fox has been doing it the whole year.
And on a better team and all that.
Yep.
Right. I think he's going to get in there, both of them, Sabonis and Fox. Moving on. Joel Embiid scores 36. He gets a late call reversed in a win over the Cavs. He went from fouling out Tess to staying in because they looked at it. Doc said, no, let's take a look. And the referee said, okay, maybe Mobley did flop on that one. You're still here, Embiid. He finished with 36 and 18. He played the final 4 minutes, and the Sixers win their 6th straight, 118-109. What do you think?
Even Embiid was shocked when that call was reversed. He came off the bench after sitting there during the video review with his mouth agape. What? After they made the call, I was very shocked that they'd reverse it. It definitely had some flop-like qualities. It didn't feel like Embiid really extended that arm. He's allowed to get into his zone. I mean, there's a little push-off.
Yeah.
But Mobley, he took up a lot of ground on this flop. He got bumped. There's no doubt. He's a lot skinnier than Joel Embiid. There is no doubt. Embiid shouldn't have been in this position. He had a dumb 5th foul on an over-the-back rebound that put him in this position. I'm just shocked that it was overturned once it was made. And he hit a jumper right after pushing off, and they counted it. All that. I mean, that's all kind of surprising that they counted that thing. They allowed that to happen. I wish they didn't call it in the first place, really. Even though, Mobley, what was Mobley to do? He was going to, because of his body, he was going to take a couple steps back, but I didn't feel like it was much of an arm extension, really.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was overturned, but I was also really happy that it was overturned. I think they got this right because that's a massive flop. The guy goes flying 15 feet. He slid for 15 feet, and yeah, there is a little bit of an Embiid pushing off. There's no doubt about it, but it's not like a full arm extension.
Yeah.
He bumps him the way people bump all the time. Mobley was going out there trying to draw his 6th foul, and I think that the refs are like, no, man, you went out there to flop. We technically have flop warnings, but nobody gets them anymore, so this is the closest we get. That was the right call for me.
Bickerstaff disagreed.
Yeah,
it's clear as day that's a charge, he said.
He was
no
too
doubt about
focused on it.
Yeah.
He couldn't stop talking about it for the last 4 minutes, and the team didn't play for the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, he said, quote, if you stick your nose in there and sacrifice your body, you should be rewarded for the correct play. Again, this is Bickerstaff upset with the call being overturned.
I think you should play defense if you want to get a stop.
As far as the basket going in, am I off to say that it just feels like a judgment call by the referees? Like if they took that off the board, like it initially wasn't a basket because it was called a charge,
right?
But then they added it. I mean, I'm surprised that they included it. It feels like there's no real rule. It's the ref say, oh, he would have made the basket, I guess, if he didn't call a charge, which. Sure.
They changed the call to an inadvertent whistle, right?
Oh,
so that's why they counted the basket, I think.
The old inadvertent whistle.
Well, our bad. We called a flop.
Well done. Inadvertent, and yeah, the basket should have counted. And the rest of the way, Embiid didn't want to pick up his sixth foul. Mitchell was going right at him. Yeah, this Cavs team has some offensive problems. There's no doubt. The backcourt there, and well, first let me say, they didn't have Jared Allen last night. That's the guy who guards Joel Embiid. It shouldn't be Evan Mobley the entire game. Jared Allen, a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, changes this game big time. But the Cavs offense also has some issues. Mitchell and Garland, they shot poorly from 3, 14%. But they also, they kind of, again, they gunk up the lane. They have to try and figure this thing out with Mobley in there. They're up double digits in the third quarter. And the Sixers, credit to them, they look more like a playoff team where they can just go on these monster runs. They did in the third, they did in the fourth. Yeah. And Harden didn't have to do it for 48 minutes. Him and Embiid got together, and Embiid did it for longer, and Harden just helped out in the fourth quarter. It was a real 1-2, bang, bang. They look more like a playoff team that can put you out than the Cavs, which went dry for nearly 5 minutes. Their offense was stagnant and bad at times.
The Sixers won their sixth straight, as I said. That's the longest win streak in the league, and I think this was pretty big, too, in them locking up no lower than third, right? The Cavs, let's say they pull this victory out, there's still like then a 3-game difference between Philly and Cleveland for the third and fourth slot, but now it's 4 games that they're back. The Cavaliers are all but locked into that 4th spot, as we've said a couple times now, and Philly still chasing Boston. I mean, they could get up to 2, maybe even first overall, but that's where Cleveland's going to be. It looks like they're going to be hosting either the Knicks, the Nets, or the Heat in game 1 when we actually get to the playoffs. So that was a big win for Philly, and yeah, you can disagree with the call or not. I think you guys are right. I think you went through it correctly. I don't think it warranted a call at all, probably. The inadvertent whistle probably should have been what it is. He hit the jumper, and they went on to win. But the Sixers, they should win it. They're one of the championship contenders. They have an incredible team. They're playing their best ball of the season right now. There's some teams we get to this point where they're they want the playoffs to start tomorrow. That's Philadelphia to me right now.
Oh, yeah.
This would be beneficial instead of another month where something could go wrong with Joel Embiid or James Harden or something, whatever. Same with the Kings, obviously a hot team right now. It's start the playoffs now. Let's go. Come on, Silver, bump it up. But yeah, this is going to be crazy to me that one of these teams out of Milwaukee, Boston, or Philadelphia, they're losing in the second round. That's going to be a bad, bad year for any of those 3 teams. Just the way it's going to happen with the bracket.
It's not going to be Milwaukee.
Okay,
just the way the bracket looks, it's Boston, Philly in that second round. Mm-hmm. It looks like Milwaukee's going to wrap up that 1 seed. So it's hard seeing either Boston or Philly lose in the first round. And then we got a battle. And Philly struggles to finish off the Boston Celtics.
Yep, that's right. That's why it should be fascinating. Okay, let's jump to the West because I'm going to throw a bunch of games at you, a bunch of results, all including teams in the Western Conference playoff race, which is the real madness. Clippers beat the Warriors 134-126. Despite 50 from Steph Curry, but the Warriors are on the road. They cannot win. Jaylen Brown scored 35 as the Celtics held on to beat the Wolves 104-102. Some interesting officiating in this one, which I'm sure we'll get into. Christian Wood had 27-13 in the Mavs' overtime win over the Spurs. They tried to give it away. They nearly did, but they got their shit together in overtime and beat them. And then Porter scored 27 points as the Rockets beat the shorthanded Lakers. No AD. Darvin, you shouldn't have played him in the second half last game, but no AD in the back-to-back, even though he is healthy. And a bad loss. So, Clippers beat the Warriors. That's big where they are. The Wolves, that's a loss for them. The Mavs, good win for them. Not a good win, but a win nonetheless. And then the Lakers, a brutal loss. any thoughts on any of those games, and just what we'll show it in a second, the Western Conference playoffs. So what do you think?
Well, the Clippers, Warriors, of all these 4 games, just the game of the night, ridiculous to watch what Steph was doing. My God. Falling all over the floor, just tossing it in. And you can look at it 2 ways here. Clippers win in spite of Curry's 50, or in spite of Curry's 50, the Warriors lose. I mean, both are true because the Warriors just need some sort of perimeter defense. They need a Wiggins. They have Gary Payton II as well. They have 2 guys that are not playing right now that could just help out on Kawhi, who was a monster in this game. His 38 and 5, beautiful stuff. Nice balance of Eric Gordon coming in for Russell Westbrook, who didn't have a great night shooting, but I thought he did a lot of good things getting on the offensive glass. 0 turnovers, like a plus 11. But Eric Gordon is the closer in terms of the point guard spot, and he buried a lot of shots.
Yeah,
so,
4 threes.
And I say, the Warriors do not have a Peyton, do not have a Wiggins, and you see the Clippers made their run with their depth early in the fourth quarter, spreading this game out. It's just an interesting Warriors team. They need some time before the playoffs with a Wiggins or with their entire team. We're getting close.
We have no idea if Andrew Wiggins is even returning.
Yeah, and Peyton with the abdomen issue that I assume he's coming back.
And Draymond Green is about to miss the next
yeah.
game, in theory, unless it gets rescinded with his 16th technical.
What's going to get rescinded? He threw the ball at Russell Westbrook's face.
Yeah, well,
even Draymond doesn't think it's going to get rescinded. He was talking about a tech previously. I'm like, I'm sure they'll go back and find one to rescind. I don't think so.
Yeah, so he's going to
just said, I only get technicals when I want to get technicals. Clown stuff.
Yeah,
going to be missing some of the most important games of the season.
Dylan Brooks was right about that when Green ripped Brooks. Brooks was right about that. Green does get away with stuff. Mm-hmm. He won't get away with this, though.
Warriors have lost a 40-point 10 3-pointer game and a 50-point 8 3-pointer game from Curry in the last 8 days.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's really hard to do.
Very difficult, but they have the same road record as the Detroit Pistons at 7-27. That is unbelievable. And the Pistons, I think, have beaten them twice or something like that. Which I saw James Edwards III responding to me this morning. But yeah, and then again, maybe did they throw this game, the Warriors? They want to be the 6th seed instead of the 5th seed? Don't want to play the Suns? Is it possible? Probably not. They
Curry
just lost because they're on the road.
throwing anything.
No.
And Steph surpassed MJ and tied Will Chamberlain for the most 50-plus point games after turning 30. The old guys. But MJ still has him in the plus 40-point department for over 30 guys, and for over 30-year-olds. So, point inflation makes sort of sense that Jordan's got him in the 2-point category. He had 44 40-point games over 30. MJ did.
Did you see any of this Wolves loss to the Celtics there, and some of the shenanigans, and Joe Mazzulla running all the way onto the floor? And Minnesota fans I think they have a right to be a little upset with some of the calls, non-calls, throwing of jump balls.
The Grant Williams steal.
That was brutal.
That was quite the steal.
I mean, explain it for someone maybe they didn't see it.
Grant Williams came down with a big offensive rebound and got tied up. They went to a jump ball to basically end the game. And Grant gets it as soon as it's out of the ref's hand. We see that happen quite a bit. It's always a whistle, and then they will retoss the ball. But this one, just play it out.
Yeah.
Just played it out.
And what about Joey running all the way out to the floor there? You can't do that, last I heard. Or checked. Yeah. They just said we didn't see him. That's what was the official's response. Like we're focused on the play at hand here, and we didn't see the guy run all the way out there, I guess.
Yeah, they've got laser eyes. There's 3 of them. There's 6 eyes out there. You got to be able to see that part of the floor. That was surprising to me that they didn't whistle it. But it's just they're in the mood to let it go, really. It was a subjective non-whistling. The Wolves got screwed.
Subjective non-whistling.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but that's what I said. They let that one go. Even Kyle Anderson, the nicest of all guys, he was pissed after the game. There was too many guys tossed.
Oh, yeah, he got tossed along with Anthony Edwards at the end of the game when they were like, okay, this is bullshit. What's going on here?
I thought Anderson earned his, at least.
Yeah.
He was more demonstrative than Anthony Edwards was. But, I mean, you want to win on calling a tech on the coach.
No.
No. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
That one's not a problem to me.
Yeah, I just think both sides. You got to call it both sides. I guess Chris Finch didn't run to midcourt. It just felt like they got screwed. The Wolves just had a bad whistle last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a
all.
very bad whistle.
Or a non-whistle, or subjective non-whistle, I guess.
And I don't want to gloss over that very brutal Lakers loss. This could come back to bite them in the ass. We talked about it. Houston, they could play. They could be the what's the word? Spoiler, I guess. Yeah, with them beating the Lakers, and they got a couple games against the Pelicans. You said coming up here, but just no fight from LA early in this game. Like Rockets were just getting to the rim every single time. Outscored them 78-46 in the paint. And I get it. It's AD's made of glass. You do want to win your way in from the play-in, and you want to win a playoff series if you got LeBron and him. But like, he is healthy. He
just had a great game.
And this isn't on AD. This is them deciding, hey, we want to keep you out because we don't want you in back-to-back situations. I get it. It's not really AD, but man, I feel like they win this game. Anthony Davis is manning the middle in there and helping them with the 30 and 15 that he's been putting up in his sleep here recently. This is a very bad loss here.
Or if they had like a backup big man.
Or that. Yeah,
somebody that was over
Rui
6'8" tall. Yeah, Rui Hachimura got the start at center because AD's out, LeBron's out, and their technical backup center, Mo Bamba, is also out. So it was Jared Vanderbilt and Wenyen Gabriel. Those are the only guys over 6'8" on the roster. Other than all their hurt guys. I guess the only good part is that Golden State lost, Minnesota lost, so no harm done for the Lakers in the play-in chase. But they could have moved up to the 8th seed, which would have been nice. That's what happens, though. You don't play your guys, you're not going to win.
Ash, throw up the, if you don't mind, the Western Conference playoffs. We grabbed a part of it starting with the Suns all the way down to the Blazers because, only 6 games separate the 4th-seeded Phoenix Suns from the, 13th seeded Portland Trailblazers, though they are sort of falling out of this thing. But yeah, with the Wolves losing, Mavs winning, Lakers losing, Warriors losing, Clippers winning, you see sort of what happened there last night. It's Suns, Clips, Warriors, and then in the play-in right now, we got tied between the Wolves and the Mavs, and then the Thunder and Lakers with Jazz and Pels right behind them. So yeah, we'll see if the Rockets can continue to play spoiler here. And man, the Spurs almost did last night too, where Kleba threw away the ball, and then nice play from the Spurs with the alley-oop dunk to get it into overtime. But
poor Kleba. Kleba tosses away the ball. What a toss!
Chucked it.
And then he allowed the game time basket to send it to overtime.
Yeah.
He just allowed it to happen. It seemed like he was sad. Kleba needed a Kleba Kleenex there for a sec, but then they got it back. But we shouldn't skim over this Anthony Davis thing. He should be playing, regardless if they tell him to sit. This is his time. LeBron's out. They need to win a game. Mm-hmm. They're in the play-in tournament. He should be playing basketball. And not to say, I don't care who's to blame whether it's the coaching staff, the organization, the science guys saying he should. He's got to be playing. This is the time. And it sucks for them too because the Rockets now have won 2 in a row, and then they go play the Pels, and they're going to lose. They haven't won 3 in a row all season, and I think it's very unlikely. Like they're going to be riding high after beating the Celtics and the Lakers. No way they're going to beat the Pels. You don't think the Pels are going to beat the Rockets are going to beat the Pels?
No, needs to be a historic team only. But the Lakers said after that Pelicans game, if we don't win against the Rockets, that win doesn't count. So
yeah, so we got to take that one off the board.
Take it away. Here's another guy that should play, Christian Wood, 27 and 13 last night, had a great game. Coach the team you have, Jason Kidd, not the team you want. He wants to play a defensive style, and there's nobody that plays defense on the roster. Meanwhile, you've got a guy who can actually produce. Maybe it gets him back in the rotation. I'm not saying Christian Wood is a world beater out there, but he's one of the 6 best guys on the Mavericks. He needs to play. So maybe this was the Mavericks kind of sending a message to Jason Kidd. You got nobody else. You got to pay this. You got to play him. You have to play Christian Wood. He actually did something.
Yep, came through for them in the end. Okay, we got to take a break. But when we come back, we will fill out our final region, the West region of our March Madness bracket, mere minutes before these things lock. So don't go anywhere.
I never get all dressed up anymore. Just never happens. So it can be a little intimidating when I think about it, when I get into the closet. That's why I just leave it all up to Indochino. I'm too old to have friends who are getting married. Although, shout out to Justisha Pack in Toronto. Long-time Basketball Jones friend of the family. When I need to get dressed up, Indochino has my stats. I uploaded them years ago, so I can just click, select some customizations, pick my look, and I am good to go. I do have a preschool graduation coming up, so with suits starting at just $4.99, why not customize it? Let's do this. What do you guys think I should get? I'm thinking on my shirt, a little bib, sort of at the collar, because I'm probably going to be crying. I might dab with the bib, dab my tears. And with fitted shirts at just $89, why not? Why not have a bib that I'm going to wear once?
Why not have a bib?
Indochino can pull it off. Everything tailored like it's Jonathan Thomas. Boo. Yeah, why not? Anyways, from my house, everything tailored. There's a home improvement joke in there. But anyways, I can just click, boom, boom, boom. Doesn't get any better than that. Not going anywhere. When planning your wedding, get a suit as unique as you with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use code NODUNKS to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's INDOCHINO.com. Promo code NODUNKS.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral vodka seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good, like real good, like really, really good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. And Neutral, it comes in 12 flavors. 3 different packs. These are like March Madness regions with these packs. We got the fruit pack. Pineapple, watermelon, raspberry, mango. We got the lemonade pack, classic lemonade, peach lemonade, blackberry, and strawberry lemonade. And then we got the cranberry pack for all the cran hunters out there. Classic cran, grapefruit, apple, orange cranberry. I was thinking, if we were to build a No Dunks neutral pack, and you had to select one of the flavors to represent you in that pack, where would you go?
I'd go grapefruit.
Okay, Tass is grapefruit. I like it.
It's sweet, but also bitter at the same time.
Okay, what about you, TK?
I'd like to be lime, please.
Lime? I don't think that was an option.
I thought that was in the fruit pack.
No, classic peach, blackberry, and strawberry lemonade. Oh, wait, sorry, pineapple, watermelon, raspberry, and mango.
Mango is what I meant.
Okay, mango. We can talk to Neutral about making a lime. I mean, that could be
Yeah, surprising.
His custom flavor.
yeah, it's possible. What about you, JD? What do you want?
Coming down for orange cran.
Orange cran!
Yeah.
All right.
This guy from left field with an orange cran ball.
You know what? We got Trey as mango from the fruit pack. We got 2 cran packs here. We got grapefruit from Tass, orange cran from JD. So I got to go to the lemonade pack, I guess. Just give me a classic lemonade.
Oh, I had that on the
Let's
weekend.
not overthink it. You did.
Oh,
Tasty.
tasty.
There you go. So,
And I had an orange cran. Also tasty. That's why I picked it.
do you think we can get Neutral to make a No Dunks pack? Comes with a mango, a classic lemonade, a grapefruit cran, and an orange cran. That's a wild pack.
That's a wild
But
pack.
we're wild here at No Dunks. Neutral, light and refreshing taste. It shows you what a vodka seltzer can be. So try Neutral vodka seltzer in a variety of real fruit flavors today. All right, back in the Classic Factory. If you're joining us live on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you've subscribed. Guys, Neutral wants to know, is today and tomorrow the best 2 days on the sports calendar, with March Madness popping off in mere hours from now? Basketball on all day, college basketball, and then of course we have the NBA on tonight. For us basketball sickos, it might be. It's up there.
It's up there. I love Game 1 weekend
Yeah.
in the NBA playoffs when we get 4 games on a Saturday, 4 games on a Sunday. But I can't deny it. I'm hyped every time. It's the beginning of March Madness. I'm excited,
it's
man.
the first round of all sports that are great.
Yep.
NBA first round.
Yep.
This is the first round. Wild card weekend is really good in the NFL.
Yep.
It's hot. Yeah. That's all I got to say.
Last night's games, they weren't so hot. The final 2 of the first 4, we had the FDU Knights dominating Texas Southern. a contest in which they never trailed. So they will go on to face, as the number 16 seed, they're going to face Purdue and the big old Canadian boy. And then later last night, Arizona State dropped 98 points in a 25-point win over Nevada. The 11th seeded Sun Devils advance in the West region to face the number 6 seeded TCU on Friday night in Denver. So we're going to get to that bracket, that region right now, the West.
That's big there.
As we fill out this final region of our No Dunks March Madness bracket, brought to you by Neutral. Play along. If you haven't hit that link in our show notes, get in. You got an hour here to fill out your bracket before they lock. Good luck to everybody. So let's do it. Let's show it up for everyone. Show it on the screen here. The West region.
Bottom right, if you're filling out a bracket.
Okay.
Yeah, they do have regional names, but where it is on your sheet, I think, is the way to describe it.
More important.
Bottom right here.
Yeah.
The Kansas Jayhawks, 1 seed, versus the 16th seeded Howard Ducks.
We got some breaking news with this game.
You got some breaking news? Hit me up.
Head coach Bill Self, he will not be at this game. I believe he's still recovering from some sort of surgery that he had.
Ooh.
So he will not be on the sidelines. Take that into account.
One of the greatest coaches in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Defending national champion Kansas Jayhawks, but they lost their 2 leading scorers. They're both in the NBA right now.
It's
Do you know who they are?
The Kansas Jayhawks. I should. But they're not coming to
Both
me.
first-round draft picks. We saw one guy.
Abaji.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ochai
Ochai Agbaji of the
He was
Jazz.
most outstanding player in the Final Four, I think,
Who the
last
heck's the
season.
other
Oh,
one?
good for him.
Best one, he plays for the Denver Nuggets. He's a rookie for the Denver Nuggets. And his name doesn't necessarily
Brown?
look how it's pronounced.
Yeah. Oh,
Christian
there you go.
Brown.
I
But
doubted myself. Thought he was a second-year player. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to repeat.
Very.
it is hard to repeat. Joakim Noah and Al Horford, the last to do it, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
Wow.
correct.
Wow. So with all that said, I mean, a 16th seed?
Sorry, Howard.
I don't think so.
Sorry, Howie.
I don't think so.
We're sticking with Kansas.
Yeah,
We're sticking with Kansas here.
Yep.
Interesting matchup in the 8-9 seed. The Arkansas Razorbacks versus the University of Illinois Fighting Illini.
Oh, come on. We have to go with the Fighting Eye. Right?
The Fighting Eye is there. No,
Yeah.
we're 100% going with Illinois here. I know there's at least one person in the No Dunks bracket pool who has the University of Illinois winning the championship this year.
Oh, wow.
So I told my stepbrother, yeah, if they win the championship, I think you're going to win the pool.
Oh, he's got him. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, we'll put him through.
he's a U of I grad. There's a lot of U of I sauce in the Kirby family, no doubt about it. And also,
Didn't Will Leach go to...
Will Leach went there, yep, and
Good.
Bill
Shout out
Self,
to Will.
former U of I coach. So if he's back for the second game,
Whoa.
that will be spicy indeed.
All right.
Spicy Self. All right, in the 5-12 matchup, the St. Mary's Gales versus the VCU
Rams?
Rams? Is that right? Yeah. I think it's Vanderbilt Commodores, VCU Rams. They had a nice run with Shaka Smart a few years back,
That's right.
he is now, I believe, the Marquette coach at this point. Anyways, people are talking about this as a potential 12 over 5 matchup. I think St. Mary's plays a very slow down style, but tough to beat because they're great shooters. So how are we feeling? Gales versus Rams. A Gale, a bird, I think.
Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, first I thought it was a wind, but the way it's spelled here,
G-A-E-L-S.
Yeah.
it's not windy.
I always think of St. Mary's as having a bunch of Australians. Were they not an Australian
Yes, they
pipeline of some
absolutely
some
do have a
kind?
bunch of Australians. Matthew Dellavedova, of course, is from St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Patty Mills as well.
Yeah.
They always have guys that wear gray socks, which I think is a strange and kind of sweaty look. This looks like a pretty fair matchup.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
It's a tough.
I could see why people are, siding with that 12 seed there. in
Let's see if we
VCU.
got any other.
I just looked at Candace Parker's bracket. Just got tweeted out, and she does have VCU winning. I'm just saying. Do we
She's a March
back
legend.
Parker?
Back Parker?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
I guarantee she's got the Tennessee Volunteers winning. But we're sending the VCU Rams on.
She actually doesn't.
What?
Yeah, she's got Alabama winning the whole thing. Anyway.
I guess she watches the SEC.
Yeah, right.
UConn, the Huskies versus the Iona. That's a good one. I don't know, but their coach is Rick Pitino.
They're also a Gale.
Iona's a Gale as well.
Yeah.
We got
You telling me
double
we can have
Gales?
Gale versus Gale?
Yeah.
Oprah's wet dream in the second round?
Hey.
Who Stedman got winning the championship?
She's
this
got
year?
bigger. She's got other. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Gale versus Gale.
Gale versus Gale is interesting, but I've also seen people picking UConn to win the championship.
Yeah. I'm going UConn in this one. I think a lot of people are going to talk themselves into that sexy Gale.
I think this one is.
You can only take one Gale
that's
per
right.
round.
I think this
what
Gale
they
is
say.
an Irishman. I think the mascot is literally because it's an old like. It's also Gale bird, also Gaelic.
Hold on. Did they play
so-
on Friday? That's March 17th.
Oh, there
That'd
you
be
go.
a lot of luck in
There
their
you
favor.
go. There you go.
But maybe they play on Thursday. Do they play today?
They play the 17th.
Oh, this changes everything.
This changes literally everything.
Give me the Gales.
Jeez.
You think we should switch back to St. Mary's for a one Gale
Yes,
performance?
I think we should.
All right, Iona in.
No. I think we're setting up for Gale versus Gale.
Gale on Gale?
Yeah.
All right. This is a big matchup. This is big.
All right.
We've got a very high variance bracket here.
Sure do, man.
All right, the TCU Horned Frogs
Yeah.
versus the Arizona State Sun Devils,
Yeah, that's
coached
right.
by Bobby Hurley, two-time national champion.
Yeah. I like I said this, we did it with one of our previous regions. I don't mind those teams that look good in that first four having that rep under them, man. I sort of like it. And they just put up, what did I say? They put up 98 points,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
No, it's too many points. They have emptied the clip.
I don't know. So you like the
no points left.
You like those Horned Frogs? Man, I thought that was a football school.
Desmond Bain,
Yeah,
TCU Horned Frog.
they just did
Probably
some
it.
stuff in the football tournament.
Yeah, they were good.
Andy Dalton. I think he's a TCU guy as well.
Okay, wait. So
I'm a frog.
Okay, well you get to decide then, because I'm going Sun Devils.
I'm feeling horny, baby.
All right, do it. Do it.
Mike Miles is their leading scorer.
TCU, Mike Miles?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Up next, the Gonzaga Bulldogs versus the Grand Canyon University Mountains.
That's not what it is.
Rivers.
What
Oh,
is it?
come on.
I did see that Grand Canyon had some travel problems. They flew, I believe they're in Denver for this region.
Yes, they are.
But their luggage never made it, so they didn't have practice gear, shoes, or anything like that. So they're having to wear Regis Jesuit jerseys for practice.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100% serious.
Oh, what does that do to the
Yes,
psyche?
everybody. Yeah, do they rally around it? Does it become a rallying cry? They screwed our
Do
luggage.
it for Jesuit.
Wow, that is
Jesuit.
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
does it
crazy.
bring them close together? I don't think so. I'm taking Gonzaga. Mid-major. Excuse me? This is a major school.
This is a major school. Drew Timmy's back, Tass. I know
Oh,
you
yeah.
love Drew Timmy.
I love Drew Timmy.
Yeah, I remember you talking about his performance at the Combine where he did a sick move. They called him for a travel. They're like, you just haven't seen that footwork yet.
Oh, right.
That's what Drew Timmy said.
By the way, Grand Canyon,
Timmy time.
the antelopes,
That's cool.
sort of cool.
That is a cool mascot.
Very, very unique. But let's go Gonzaga.
Yeah, the cool thing with Gonzaga is that they are the Bulldogs, but everybody just calls them the Zags. Two mascots.
Have I been saying it wrong my entire life? Is it Gonzaga or Gonzaga?
I think it's probably Gonzaga.
Okay.
But a lot of people say it Gonzaga. That's what
Yeah.
it reads to me, but they are the Zags.
All right.
The Zogs. The Northwestern Wildcats haven't had a Wildcat for a minute here versus the Boise State
Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking Cowboys,
Maybe?
but no, you could be right.
Boise State, they're like the whole blue football field.
Bluefields.
Yeah.
Bluefields football. Do they have any NBA players? Doesn't sound familiar.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm sure they do, but I don't know them.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, big Northwestern basketball fan.
Okay.
They made a tournament run a few years back. She was sitting in the stands, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Northwestern, yeah, a lot of media personalities.
This could be the most tweeted about game, for sure.
Yeah. Didn't Darren Ravel go there or something?
Yeah, but also some journalists did. Oh, got him. Oh, sorry, you've been gotten by me.
I mean, I don't even know if he did go there. I feel like he did.
I think he did.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So that means what? We back our journalist brethren. Or do we go with the Broncos? Do we jump on and hold on for just 8 seconds? That's all I'm asking for. Broncos, baby, let's
You're
go.
on the Broncos. All right, I'll toss a Broncos.
Sure,
to you.
I don't know.
I'm personally Northwestern here for Darnell Autry and Pat Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Okay, you can change it. I don't.
So you want
really
you
care.
want him?
I don't
What's
care
up to
that
you, man?
much.
I'm
Yeah, your
I'm
final
Northwestern.
decision.
Yeah, I'm seeing some good names. Guards Boo Booey. Is that how you pronounce his
Booey,
name?
yeah.
Oh, that's a good name.
Let's ride Northwestern.
All right.
Change up. All right, in the final matchup, the 2 seed UCLA Bruins versus the UNC Asheville.
What are they?
What's that look like? That's impossible to tell what that is.
That's just I got no clue.
Oh, they could be a bulldog.
Another bulldog.
That looks like a looks like an angry bulldog.
Like a dog of some
The Asheville
sort.
Bulldogs.
UCLA, a lot of people are picking could win this whole damn thing too.
I think they've been playing well lately.
Yeah, so let's go Bruins.
Jaime Jaquez, I think, is their star.
Yes.
Looks like a good player.
That's a name I've
Looks
heard.
like a good player. All right. The Bill Self Bowl. Kansas Jayhawks, University of Illinois, Fighting Illini. I'll have a lot of questions to answer if we pick.
I mean,
Kansas
that's the thing.
here, but
Like,
they're
you
gonna
feel
win.
like you. I mean, you
They're gonna
didn't
win.
go to the school, but it is your state. You know a lot of people. Like,
And I know that they never win in the tournament.
oh, so we should.
They had a great run when I was in college behind D. Brown and Roger Powell Jr. and Luther Head.
Oh yeah.
The good old days.
What?
Darren Williams.
How Darren Williams did?
D.
Yeah,
Brown,
yeah.
D.
Darren
Will.
Williams was incredible
Yeah.
in college, but they did not win the championship.
They've
I would go
lost-
Kansas.
They've
Okay.
lost 5 of their last 8 games and 3 of their last 4.
U of I?
Yeah,
That's not good.
That's not good.
They're
Not
reeling.
peaking right
They're
now.
reeling. Okay.
Kansas, though, did lose in the Big 12 tournament.
Coach is coming back. Watch, you see. Coach comes back for that one.
He wouldn't
You
miss
already
that
said
game.
the whole narrative. They're gonna win. Yeah.
All
Coach
right.
never misses.
Gales versus Gales.
Yes.
This is huge. How can you pick? How could you possibly choose? Wait, no, this is Rams versus Gales.
I thought we wanted Gales.
Yeah,
Let's
we
go
want
back
Gales
to
versus Gales.
man.
There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Now it's Gales versus Gales.
Yeah.
St. Mary's Gales versus Iona Gales.
Yes.
Who's the best Gales?
Who are the best? Who are the best Gales in the world?
Gail Sears. Probably the most famous Gail.
Gail
Goodrich.
Devers. Gail Devers was an Olympic athlete.
Yeah, but you
yeah.
have to know who they are before you say it.
Oh, Gail Devers.
I just,
What
I
Gale
just
did
interviewed
was
a
what
Gale.
She was a track athlete. Yeah, not a lot of. When you think about it, not a lot of Gales out there. Like really, really popular.
Older
Gales.
name.
Yeah.
Older name for sure.
I just interviewed Gail Gansey at the Skyhawks game. Coach Skyhawks, Coach Gansey's mom. She made 186 meatballs for the team. 186 when they went to Cleveland. Not 185, not 187, 186. And they ate it up.
So
So
who do you
I
think
don't.
she would pick here?
So yeah, that's the question. If we had one Gale in here, I'd take Gale because I.
Yeah.
But now we got to. Let's see here.
Wow, there's not a lot of popular Gales. Are there more? Mildred's more popular than Gale. Let's go. St. Mary's.
I'm in. They're the higher seed. Yeah. They're on the higher seed. The Horned Frogs versus the Bulldogs. Frogs versus dogs.
That's good.
I prefer a frog, but I think that the Bulldogs will win.
I'm good with that.
The Zags?
When you
the Gonzaga
zigs.
Zags or the TCU Horned
Nah,
Frogs?
let's
What do you
not
think it's
let's
like?
not zogs on this one. Let's
play it
zig.
straight?
Yeah, play it straight.
Play it straight and not Zags on this one.
Yeah.
Northwestern. The Wildcats versus the Bruins. The UCLA Bruins.
This is a tougher one.
You think Northwestern can outthink them?
This is a smart school.
Oh, yeah, that's a smart school. At least that's what they like to say.
Yeah, that's why. No way. I mean, sure, they're going to think them all they want. UCLA's going to wax them.
I'm with you. Gonna wax them up. Gonna wax
I mean,
them
I didn't even
backs.
have Northwestern coming out of the first round, so yeah. I gotta go
Kansas
UCLA.
and St. Mary's, our Gales, are in the Sweet 16 versus the Jayhawks. Who's the most famous Jay out there?
So many.
Billis? Right now. It's probably Jay Billis.
Williams?
This not. Is
Yeah.
it Jay Williams?
Yeah.
It's good
You
Jay.
can compete.
Yep.
I can't get over.
Jay Busby.
Like, I am on something
Jay
called,
Busby,
like Ranker, right? Where you just rank the most popular Gales. Gales or Gayles. How is Oprah Gale 7th? Gail King.
Because that's.
These names above her, you've never heard. No one knows these people. So
Say
she's
these
the most popular.
Say these Gales.
Gail Ann Dorsey. Gail Davies. Gail Harris. Gail Porter. Gail Honeycutt, which is a great name. Gail Russell. Then Gail King. Gail King is way more popular.
Gail King is the most popular Gail
Not even close
currently.
in the world. Of all time. Dare I say all time?
Nah.
Wait, who's the most popular Gail of all
Gail
time?
Sayers. Gail Sayers. Chicago Bears Hall of
Oh,
Famer.
if that's who you're saying. Yeah.
Gail Goodrich, number 2.
Well,
Not a Hall of
no.
Famer.
I mean, that's okay. Anyway, who cares? I didn't even know what Oprah's Gail's last name was until right this very second. So she's like a one name only Gail. That's pretty impressive.
That's a good Gail.
Moving on, back to the bracket.
No, we gotta pick a Gail here.
Oh,
The Gales are up.
Gales. Yeah.
Gales or Jays?
I think Kansas.
I think Kansas is
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
good. They're a good team. They're a good team who knows how to win. As are these, the UCLA Bruins and the Gonzaga
jeez.
Zags. That's a tough call.
Is
The experience of a Drew Timmy. Do you like it?
that's a name I know.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like the guy from Dodgeball.
Yep.
Um,
They don't play as much defense as they did last year. No Chet Holmgren around to clean up the mistakes at the rim.
good point.
No Jalen Suggs to push the pace.
Does UCLA have enough offense?
That's a great question. That is such a
Do they
great
have a-
question. I know what you're thinking. How many points per game did they average this season?
Yeah.
73.91 points per
It's
game.
not enough. They lost Johnny Juzang last year.
They did.
All right,
Give me the Zags.
Let's go Zags.
I'm zagging here as well. People
Okay.
say never pick the Zags.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we're not picking them to win the championship.
Okay.
But we could pick them to go to the Final Four against the Kansas Jayhawks. These are two of the most successful programs of the past 20 seasons, I would have to say.
Well, we've got 54 minutes to really think this over.
Yeah, all right,
Because the
let's-
brackets don't lock
That's right.
until 12.
41% of people have Kansas going to the Final Four. 23% have the Zaggers.
Wow. Tess, what says you? Where do you want to
You're
go?
going to give this to me, huh?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
I'm quite knowledgeable about Kansas versus the Zags. Zags haven't had a, can you scroll back up there? Not a tough schedule, huh?
The best team they probably play is St. Mary's
Right.
regularly, conference-wise.
I don't like that.
Yeah, let's go Kansas.
I like Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know you want to take
Yeah,
Kansas,
man.
Skeets.
Gotta
You
get
know
So
you
we'll
want to
put
take Kansas.
3-1
We have
seeds,
3-1
seeds and a 2
Like a
into the
bunch of
final.
suckers.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Nah, I like Kansas. They don't have to win it, but I want them there.
I'm in on Gonzaga, personally.
Now, you just said it. Never take Zag.
Never take Zag.
Nah.
They make the Final Four, though.
Well, recently.
Oh,
I
they
guess
got
they
you.
have.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
with
that's
Gonzaga
true.
too. Honestly, Trey, though.
All right, put him.
All right, put 'em in.
We don't need 3 number 1 seeds.
Experience,
There you
man.
go. There you go.
Experience.
Go ahead,
Experience.
Timmy.
All right.
Okay.
Timmy Chan.
Alabama
Timmy
in
Chan.
our Final Four matchup. It's happening in Houston, Texas. The Alabama Crimson Tide. The Marquette Golden Eagles on the left side of our bracket. That's a 1 seed, the number 1 overall seed, Alabama versus Marquette.
Wow, what a game.
Wow.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
You like the Eags.
Yeah, give me them.
Marquette.
This guy loves smart.
Shaka? Big Shaka fan?
Shaka. Silk the Shaka.
I'm taking
I mean,
them.
that's fine with me.
Sure, do it.
I personally don't want to be cheering for Alabama in this tournament all that much. So let's go Marquette.
Okay.
On the right side, the Houston Cougars, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. That's a 1 versus 3 matchup.
Playing in their backyard.
Playing in their backyard. Jarris Walker, slamming and jamming. This guy looks like an NBA man. He
How
is
are they going to
broad.
react? How are they going to react? Are they going to enjoy it? Are they going to love being at home? Or is the
They're gonna be
pressure going to get to
stressed.
them
Or
a
is
little
the
bit?
pressure gonna
Gonna
get
be
to 'em?
stressed, possibly.
There's going to be some clanks to start this game, or the Zags going to get on a run.
I think Houston starts slow in this game, but comes back and wins it.
Roars back.
Yep.
I love it. Let's go. They're roaring. The Cougars are roaring. All right, now we got to pick a championship game winner. The number 2 Marquette Golden Eagles versus the number 1 and Vegas favorite Houston Cougars.
Feels like we're a Marquette table here.
Feeling very Marquette-ish, are we?
I just thought,
You like the look of that? You like the look
looks
of that
cool.
MU? It's not bad. Jimmy Butler celebrating. Dwayne Wade, I'm sure, would come back. Sit
Yeah.
courtside.
Wesley Matthews will be there.
Jay Crowder probably get a tribute video.
All right, I'm fine with it.
All right, cool.
How many people picked Marquette to win? Can you find that out?
I don't know. And I also, maybe I got to click submit here to
Oh, okay.
To do
But
the
click
thing.
info in the middle there. It might tell you like.
Yeah, that's a good pull.
you
That's a
go.
good call.
Ooh, okay. 4%.
4% of users have picked Marquette to win it. 14% have picked Houston. Wow, that's
It's low from Houston.
yeah, it's low for Houston. I wonder what
I like
the
this.
highest is.
I
Probably
like our
Alabama.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Wonder if we got to do that.
What's the score? We got to call the score.
Yeah, I wonder if we got to do that. Submit, save.
Oh,
Didn't ask me.
okay. Ooh, did we just win a car?
Let's go Golden Eagles.
Nissan Aria.
I've never even heard of that thing.
What's the mileage on that?
All right, you got 1 hour and
gas
4
mileage.
minutes if you're listening to this live to submit your action.
All right. Good luck to everybody. Get your brackets filled out. Shout out to Neutral for making us fill one of these out. That was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see it be busted. Probably tomorrow we'll be talking, oh, God, what have we done? Or we'll be riding high. I don't know. Lots of games
We
on.
could be balling.
You never know. You never know. All right, we got to take our final break. When we come back, pick 'em results and count them, two tweets of the night.
You know what sucks?
What?
Shipping costs. Who amongst us hasn't abandoned a cart online because it was going to cost as much to ship an item as it does to buy the item in the first place? It's the number one reason people abandon their carts. But ShipStation wants to live in a no carts left behind world. When you use ShipStation, you can lower shipping costs, make returns easy, keep your customers happy, and your carts unabandoned. ShipStation makes it easy to grow your business by handling your orders from every marketplace in one dashboard. It effortlessly integrates everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more. You can manage every order from one simple dashboard, automate routine shipping tasks, print shipping labels, and so much more. With the best discounts in the industry, you'll never worry about overpaying for shipping. Get up to 84% off USPS and UPS rates, and if that's not enough, use the NoDunks promo code to try ShipStation free for 2 months. Go to ShipStation.com, use promo code NoDunks today to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, promo code NoDunks for a 60-day free trial.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. For example, all of a sudden, I don't like asparagus. I think I have anxiety about my pee smelling later. Gotta learn to live in the moment, I guess. But that's where therapy comes in. It's all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through those things. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. At the end of the day, it's all about coping skills. Right now, I got a house full of guests. One of my kids is sick. We launched a Patreon today. My favorite mug broke. We're premiering No Bunts this week, and Tass's co-host lives in Taiwan. Point is, I have a lot on my plate, and some coping skills would be nice. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/NoDunks today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/NoDunks.
All right. There it is. One more look at our championship game when it comes to Marquette versus Houston. We have Marquette winning. What is the score we're putting in, though?
We need a total combined final score, just
yeah.
in case it comes down to a tiebreaker. Last year, 72-69 was the final score.
It's fairly low scoring.
141 points.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does seem low. But championship games, they're playing in those huge stadiums.
Yeah.
The nerves
Yeah.
really gets to you.
Maybe a little bit more. How do you feel about a 158?
Yeah, that
That's
sounds
all. What? Go ahead.
perfect.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. I thought you were going to say either way too much or way
sounds
too little, but no,
exactly
perfect.
right.
158.
Sure.
I think it's meant to be.
158 it is.
All right.
Submitted.
All right, we're in. We're locked and loaded.
Yeah, get in here.
Okay.
Sounds like it's going to overtime. I think it'll be perfect for overtime.
Oh, you think that's an overtime score?
Too
Yeah.
much?
Yeah.
Too much?
Who knows?
My God.
Who knows?
All right. Clippers win. Clippers cover. Turn up. Love you guys. Not awesome. Not awesome at all. I had the Warriors. So did Trey. Tass. Nailed it. Nice victory. Kawhi, the machine. He's rolling right now. You're 4-7. I'm 4-7. You're 7-4. What's tonight's game? Because there are basketball games on in the professional league, in the NBA. Even though there's a lot of college basketball to watch today.
Yeah, there's going to be a good one in Brooklyn. The Kings visiting, continuing that road trip that they just started in Chicago. Sacramento at Brooklyn. Brooklyn comes home after a long road trip themselves. So I always tend to go against that team, but I'm going with them. Who knows? I feel like they're coming off a loss, so they could cover this 2.5-point spread. Pretty close line. Kings getting a couple points for Trey. Thinks they'll lose by 2 or 1 or outright win. While Skeets and I think we're going to cover this 2.5-er.
Should be a good game.
Kessler Edwards revenge game. There you go.
Great call.
Just watch out.
Let's get to tweet of the night. Let's do it.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
I got two for you. First one, John Krasinski of The Athletic tweeting yesterday. Karl-Anthony Towns is participating in the Stay in Shape League after shoot-around. It's 5-on-5 with Wolves coaches and other players not in the current rotation. The next step on the path to a return.
Yeah, and I read John last week wrote that Towns was getting some on-court work Wednesday and Thursday of last week. So it's ramping.
It's ramping. It is ramping.
Slowly ramping.
Somebody sent me a video. You know how like the Raptors do open gym? Like it's like their documentary series, like behind the scenes. They do a great job up there. The Wolves have some version of that. I think it's like called, I want to say something like Follow the Pack, something along those lines. Anyway, this person tweeted at me, here's what the Stay in Shape League is. There's like a 10-minute video on YouTube about what it is, and sort of like how intense it actually is, and the idea of behind it, like nothing can, all the you know, weights you lift in the gym and all the shoot around things you do, none of it compares to like some actual gameplay. So it's pretty competitive. It's a lot of fun. Anthony Edwards is like yelling on the sidelines, guys playing and stuff. So that's what Karl-Anthony Towns is participating in. So it makes sense that he would be close to coming back. Maybe next week.
They say they're going to bring him back basically whenever he's ready. It doesn't matter if it's the last week of the season. They just want to see Towns on court with Gobert and Anthony Edwards. And now that they've brought in a couple of new pieces and a Mike Conley, we've seen a lot more Kyle Anderson lately. They just want to see what this team looks like because this is going to be their team for the next couple of seasons.
Yeah. Another tweet, though. This one's a lot of fun. From Bleacher Report, sharing something by way of Nick Friedel. Jimmy Butler reportedly blasted Nickelback in the locker room after dropping 38 in the Heat's loss to the Magic. He sang every word. So I saw our guy Ziller, he had the poll up today in his newsletter. What Nickelback song do you think Jimmy sang in the locker room? Now, Ziller had 3 options. You could obviously put in other and give another Nickelback song, but Ziller went with How You Remind Me, Photograph, or Somebody. And when you sing all 3 of those songs in your head, they all sound exactly the same. But if you had to pick, Trey, what Nickelback song do you think Jimmy was singing? And he knew every word. One of those 3 or something else?
Never made it as a wise man.
That's what I think too.
Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. If you know a Nickelback song, that's probably the one.
That's How You Remind Me, right?
Yeah, that's how you remind me.
Because that sounds a lot like Somebody to me too. But
I'm actually mad at Tom Ziller for even suggesting that it could be Somebody because I didn't know that one off the top of my head. Ergo, I had to search for it and listen to it on purpose.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be in my algorithm. This guy's a Nickelback fan.
we got him.
Gotcha.
It's got to be somebody, right?
You think it's Somebody, yeah?
No. The title of the song is Gotta Be Somebody, not Somebody.
No, I think it's called Somebody.
I don't think so.
Gotta
No?
be Somebody is what I saw as
Just
well.
wanted to clarify. Just wanted to clarify.
That's not how they had it on YouTube. Not that means anything, but
Okay.
yeah.
Just wanted to make sure because I also had to search
Someday.
it.
Sorry, maybe I meant
Someday is a different song.
I meant Someday. I meant Someday.
Okay.
I wrote down the wrong thing.
Oh, whoa.
This is Someday.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, this is my bad.
That could be that one
So
too.
hold on, there is another Nickelback song that you said is called "Gotta Be Somebody."
Gotta be somebody.
Okay,
You gotta be somebody.
They not only all sound alike, they all have the similar titles, I guess. I meant "Someday" and I wrote
Okay.
that down wrong.
All right.
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
Didn't that sound a little bit like Out Here Remind Me?
Yes, it does.
But what do you think? Is it?
It's not photographed.
Look at this photograph.
No. That's all I can say. I don't think it's gonna be.
No.
Because do you know the rest of the words of that song?
No.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
And then Jimmy,
What the hell was on Johnny's head?
maybe he says Jimmy instead.
he probably
changes the
I
lyrics.
could see him singing the whole song just to make a joke about
Yeah.
his preseason photograph. Okay, change my mind.
Yeah.
Photograph for sure.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Oh man. Something crazy happened this morning at my house when I was writing all this down, thinking about, we'll make this another tweet of the night. I was asking or telling Nora about it. I was like, I guess Jimmy Butler likes Nickelback. And she's like, what? Start telling her the story, what the tweet's going to be. And she's like, we're going exactly what we just did. Well, which one is that one? Because she's like humming one of them. And I'm like, I think that's How You Remind Me anyway. And I start playing all these on YouTube. And Nora very sincerely goes, damn, Nickelback has some bangers. I was like, what? You take that back. But I actually think she's right. I was like, oh my God, they are catchy.
Catchy for sure.
Earworms. But they all sound alike. But...
I'll tell you this, they're better than Oasis.
Oh, wow.
that's
Well, then
wild.
Nora
That's
said, I mean,
wild,
she
man.
obviously friends with a lot of people down here in Georgia, like
Yeah.
Americans, and they're like, she knows Americans that are, they're country music fans, but they're like, not that Nickelback is that, but they're Nickelback fans.
Yeah.
Very, very
They're
popular
out there.
down here.
There's
yeah.
lots of them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I like Nickelback. I'm just saying they're better than Oasis. They're the same band to me. This Canadian Oasis.
Canadian Oasis. Wow.
Yeah, and my pick is How You Remind Me because it's got that line, are we having fun yet?
Are we having fun yet?
And Jerome sent his answer in too.
Okay.
It's sort of the meme version of Photograph. Here it is.
Okay.
Look at this graph.
Let's hold on. That's a graph?
Well, it's the win-loss total, I
For the
believe.
Heat?
For the Heat, yeah. So
Okay.
we got that in.
Do you say that Oasis comparison because isn't Chad Kruger like a known dickhead?
I thought he was notoriously nice, but I have no idea.
What?
I'm not up to speed with
I'm not so
my
sure about that.
Nickelback lore. So
Okay. Well, let's hear what everybody thinks. What Nickelback song was Jimmy singing? That part's not surprising at all. I mean,
No.
we've seen,
No,
we've
not
seen
at
him in
all.
the commercials and singing tunes on the airplane, drinking his Michelob Ultras. Maybe that's the next one coming. Nickelback, Jimmy Butler commercial.
Chad and Jimmy.
All right, let's call it there.
Photograph.
How you remind me of someday. You gotta be somebody. You just can jam them all together.
Breathe, yes, leader of men. Old enough, worthy to say.
Are we having fun yet? We are. Hopefully, you tell us. Was it a classic? Let us know. 5-star ratings and reviews. Subscribe to No Dunks on YouTube. Let's get to 65,000 by the 5th game of March Madness today, okay? I don't know what time that starts. They're back to staggering them, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's
12,
good. Didn't they- 'cause
15, 12:40.
Because that went
Et cetera,
away
et
for a
cetera.
bit, didn't it? They I thought there was like a portion where they were like, they wanted every game to tip after the next one. And then everybody was like, no, half
Yeah, I
the
don't
fun. I could have sworn that was
Yeah, I
the
don't
thing.
know.
But anyway, we're back to staggered games, so that's good.
Imagine being on the West Coast, waking up for breakfast.
Eating some Magic
NCAA
Spoon.
breakfast.
Yeah, 9:15 games.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Wow. Just blew my own mind.
Eating some breakfast? Watching basketball? Looking at this photograph?
Okay, guys, we will see you later today if you're a Survivor fan, 1 p.m. Eastern for No Bus. Own podcast feed, own YouTube feed. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow here in the Classic Factory with a drop podcast. Tomorrow's Friday. Holy crap. Someday. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember to subscribe, because that is how you remind us that you appreciate the show.
Brace the day, people.